as of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal.
Find you somebody that you semi-like and then duck the off.
You see that part right there where she says it's getting real? It is. For women. A man is typically going to need less protection than a woman will, seeing as how we're going into the era where the value of the dollar is dropping and people are losing their jobs. Protection is going to become the highest commodity. I understand what she's saying. The oppressor has put in our way plenty of obstacles that stop us from being with one another because our biological attractions to one another have been thwarted. Women don't necessarily need men because they can get handouts from the government and or they can just work for themselves. Men don't necessarily need women because we've always been able to do all the other shit that women can provide aside from sex. Only problem with this is the table is about to tilt in the men's favor. Women look for provision and protection, but provision ain't gonna matter in a minute. Protection will. Men want women to cook, clean, be submissive, and give them sex, but in the time of calamity, none of that shit's gonna matter. The only thing that matters when chaos erupts is safety. And men ain't looking for female protection. So I hope the end of this video when she said find somebody that you kinda like and duck the fuck off, she was talking to women. Cause you ain't gonna be shit to us but a burden unless we actually love you. When I'm faced with life and death, no amount of vagina thrown at me gonna matter. And you better submit to everything I say, otherwise you gonna get both of us killed. And to just kinda like you ain't good enough for me to put my life on the line. You better be something I'm willing to die for. Sharpen your archery skills and get your shooting and your canines together, ladies, because all that talk about you being strong and independent, well, your chicken's finna come home to roost. This society is about to make you prove it. And for once in our existence, I can honestly say that men are probably gonna be a little bit more happy that you don't need us. Watch how fast this gender war ends. It's gonna be a lot of begging and going back to your ex. The scripture said that. The men you took advantage of and whose children you took away, well, just know the police can't protect everybody. Shit, they quitting in droves now. I wonder how much Punani broke boys gonna deserve in that day. Even your fathers are elders right now, so don't think you're gonna be able to run the daddy.